When Reverend David said he was going to talk about patient change, what came to mind was my recent experience with depression. Now, some of you have heard me speak previously about my childhood, which contributed to my struggles with mental illness. Everyone's experience with mental illness is different, and I have dysthymia, which is a stubbornly persistent form of depression. My experience with depression in the last year has really fluctuated like the seasons. In the autumn, we see less sun. Temperatures drop, causing leaves to fall and plants to die. It's a riot of color alongside decay. As the days shortened, I felt a riot of emotions, all negative. Sadness, anger, shame. My sadness brought tears, exhaustion, and a feeling of being raw. Loud sounds, voices, other people's emotions were physically painful. I felt irritable all the time, and I was sometimes mean to my son. Not abusive, but certainly not nice. I was angry with myself that I couldn't be a better mom. I felt ashamed that I wasn't good enough, wasn't strong enough to be kind all the time, that I couldn't be happier, that I felt overwhelmed, that I couldn't be perfect. I had intense dreams that part of me was dying and I was allowing it to happen through my own neglect. I was so tired all the time. I couldn't breathe and I felt a heaviness in my body. I felt like my soul was dying. In the winter, the world rests, recovers, prepares for renewal. Plants get a break from growing. Some animals hibernate, and I know we're all sick of the snow, but especially in Minnesota, the snow is beneficial. Snow covers my hydrangeas like a blanket and protects them from the terribly cold temperatures. The snow provides water for the ground, refills lakes and rivers. My winter was spent trying to recover. I felt like I was covered in a blanket of snow. My emotions were muffled, numb. The intense sadness was gone, but I couldn't feel happy. I couldn't feel excited. I can fake it. I know when it's socially appropriate. But honestly, sometimes I just don't have the energy to pretend. My world felt as gray and bleak as the winter sky. But as nature stopped to rest and refuel, I returned to self-care skills that I had learned in the past. I started doing yoga, going to bed earlier. I returned to therapy, and most importantly, I took some time off. Life doesn't stop when you're depressed, and I was certainly functional, but I chose to slow down a bit. I took a week off from work. I took a vacation. I cut down on my commitments. I finally allowed myself to slow down and heal. Winter can seem interminable, and so it is with depression. It seemed endless, although we know it must end. Snow will melt, spring will come, along with more sun, longer days, new life. The combination of self-care, therapy, medication, and time helped me. Little by little, I felt better. It was so gradual. I had to be mindful not to miss the changes. You know the pleasure you get from seeing a crocus poking up through the last of the snow melt? I felt that the other day, breathing in the scent of warm apple cider. I realized I could breathe a little easier. I felt enjoyment in that moment. And it was such a small victory, but one that took months to manifest. I look forward to more of those moments as I continue to heal and the spring comes forth. I look forward to feeling the warm sun on my skin as I listen to birds call. I look forward to the exquisite ache of my muscles after turning over the soil in my garden. As we celebrate spring today, we actually celebrate our own patience. We hope and trust that our patience will be rewarded by changes in nature, the return of birds, animals waking from their slumber, the growth of all things green and colorful. I've said before, I'm not very good at being patient. But just like I'm certain that spring will come, I'm certain I will continue to feel better, and some color will return to my life.